they were just so excited. They didn't think they could ever own a house.
Hmm.
So just walking them through the process, and I will tell you, at the very end, I let her know that that was my very first sale, and she was like, "I had no idea." She was like, "I would have never known that you've never sold a house before."
Hey, I'm Nate Carver, and welcome to Between Two Doors. Welcome to Between Two Doors. I'm your host, Nate Carver, and today we're talking to Kyrissa Parsons out of Floresville, Texas, on the San Antonio River, just southeast of San Antonio, north of Corpus Christi. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in that area, I got a treat for you. Hey, Kyrissa, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm enjoying Friday. For anybody, we're about to roll into Labor Day weekend. That's when we're doing this recording. So I'm taking some time off a little bit and going fishing. How about yourself?
Nice. Well, it's my daughter's 14th birthday. So we have volleyball tournaments and then we have pool party and Six Flags this weekend. So
Oh, I love it.
busy.
Yeah. Are you going to the Six Flags up in San Antonio?
I am.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good
Yeah,
place.
they love it.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. All right. So tell us, when did you get into real estate and why?
So I have been in the business this is going on my 6th year.
Okay.
Before that, I had been in the medical field for a long time. I worked in radiology and then decided to stay home with my kids. So I stayed home for about 8 years and then needed to get back into the workforce. And I thought I was going to go back to the medical field. I thought that's where I was going to be for the rest of my life. And I started working from home in the medical field and realized that I didn't love it. I didn't love being at home by myself working on the computer,
Mhm.
but felt like I needed to be home to be there for my kids if they needed me. So my career took a different path. So my I always have been great. I would spend hours on Zillow and Realtor.com, always kind of dreaming of our next house, what we were going to do next. And my cousin's an agent. So I would call her all the time and talk to her about, real estate. And her question was always, when we would have these conversations, why are you not an agent? Why are
Yeah.
you not doing? But I didn't want to do sales. I didn't, you have I had a phobia of sales and that kind of thing, and just didn't think it was for me. But I decided one day I'm over being at home by myself. I need to be in front of people. I love being around people. And I miss the face to face interaction and helping people. So I kind of just took a leap of faith and gave my 2 weeks notice. And that same day, I started my real estate classes and I finished them in 6 weeks. And I have just been rocking and rolling ever since.
Nice. So a leap of faith, you quit the medical field. How long did it take before you was it a listing or did you get to represent a buyer?
So I represented a buyer 80 miles away from my house. And it was in Sandia, Texas, was my very first sale. And I got my license in July and we closed on this property in September.
Nice. So what did that mean to you? That first validation, you've closed, you get your real estate check. What did that
I
mean to
will
you?
tell you, it was awesome for me because the thing that I love the most is these people trust me so much, and they were first time home buyers. They'd never done this before. They were coming from a different state. It was a young couple, and they were just so excited. They didn't think they could ever own a house.
Hmm.
So just walking them through the process, and I will tell you, at the very end, I let her know that that was my very first sale, and she was like, "I had no idea." She was like, "I would have never known that you've never sold a house before." So, and it was a smooth transaction. There was there was some hiccups along the way, but it was awesome. And I actually just resold that house.
Oh, good.
I came full circle. Yeah, I closed on it in May.
So they were your buyer, and then they were the seller, and you got to represent both sides of that over time. So you maintain that relationship with the homeowner.
Yes.
Nice. That's an excellent. That's a great. I'll just say it. Any real estate agent I know that maintains those relationships. That's the key to being successful in real estate, is maintaining your relationships with those homeowners. Okay, so fast forward. So you helped them sell that, so maybe they upgraded or moved again.
Yeah, moved again.
When you first started and to now, have you seen a change in your why, or have you doubled down on your why as to what you're doing in real estate and why you are an agent?
I think I've doubled down on it. I don't think it's ever really changed. I got in the medical field because I wanted to help people. I mean, as soon as I got out of college or high school, really, I knew that I wanted to do something to help people, to try to make a difference in people's lives. So that's kind of always been my why. And then real estate, it's kind of the same thing. Just being able to get out there, help people, to show them that their dreams can come true. You can own a house. I've talked to so many people that had no idea what the process was and had no idea they could even own a home. They've rented for years and years and years, and it just never crossed their mind, hey, I can be a homeowner. And then whenever they get the epiphany or they talk to a lender and we get that process going for them, they're amazed and they're just so excited and they're so grateful. And to see that at the closing table, that smile and just, it's awesome. I love it. That's my favorite part.
Awesome. Awesome. So after closing, what are some things you are passionate about after real estate? If you get a weekend off, obviously you're going to Six Flags with the family. What are things that you love celebrating, doing outside of real estate?
It's definitely my kids. My family is number one for me. I've been married for almost 20 years. I have 3 amazing kids that keep me very busy. We rodeo. My oldest rodeos. She does high school rodeo. So we are very busy with that. I've got my middle daughter. She is in club volleyball. So we are all over the place with club volleyball. And then I have a 10-year-old little boy that just has to follow along with his sisters because he hasn't found what he wants to do yet. He's just trying everything right now. So it's my family, really. We do as much as we can as a family.
Wonderful. Do y'all get to travel? Is it?
We travel. When we travel, it's normally with either rodeo or we're traveling with volleyball. We are leaving next week to go to Louisiana to see some friends. But for the most part, it's chasing these kids around right now.
Yeah. Do y'all go to do y'all have a local rodeo in Floresville?
Not in Floresville. There's San Antonio Rodeo, and my daughter she's ridden in San Antonio Rodeo at the junior rodeo.
Oh, wow.
But Texas High School Rodeo Association has different regions in the state. So she rodeos in Uvalde, Texas.
Oh, okay. Wow. I don't know much about rodeo. I've been to a few, but as a spectator, it's like hockey to me. I don't know the ruls. So I enjoy it, but I don't know anything about it. So
it's so different being on the other end of it. There's days that I'm like, I wish we were just spectators because being a mom of a kid that's getting on that horse and taking off, it's a little nerve-wracking.
So does he specialize in one specific type or like horse riding? Barrel races?
Barrel racing. She goat ties. She made it to state this year in goat tying.
Goat tying.
Yes. And then she just started team roping.
Okay.
So those are her 3 big ones. That's what she loves right now. She's about to try to jump into the breakaway is what she's about to
Wow.
say. So
As a kid, I'm trying to connect to it. I just remembered as a kid, we would get out, we'd go to the rodeo, and they would have, I guess you were chasing a calf or a pig.
the calf scramble.
Calf scramble. There you go. And we would race. Of course, it's a mud pit, and so by the time only one person was going to catch the ribbon on the tail, and everybody else was just covered
Covered in
in.
head to toe. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to call it arena dirt.
Yeah. That sounds really good.
Yeah, right. So, oh man, yeah. Okay, so back to real estate. Got to come back
Yes,
to real
yes.
estate. Tell me something. You can tell me something funny, a crazy story, an exciting story in real estate, if you'd like. What comes to mind when you think it's probably the funniest story you've experienced so far in real estate?
Oh, let me see. There's so many stories. I'm trying to think of a funny one.
We can go horror story if you want. I know.
No, I've got some horror stories. I will tell you something that amazed me this week in real estate.
Okay.
I had been working with a couple, getting an offer put in on a property. They were going back and forth on lenders, so it was going to take us a little longer than a 30-day close. But we were already under contract with a 30-day close. We had been under contract. We were out of our option period, but they just hadn't decided on which lender. We already had a pre-approval letter. So I already knew they were pre-approved, but it was just finding that one lender that they really wanted.
Mm-hmm.
At the lender, they finally just decided on one. He called me and he said, "Hey, like, I'm just not sure we can close this in 2.5 weeks. And I think we should go ahead and call the seller's agent and, push our closing date." And I was like, "No, let's not do it yet. Let's hold off. Let's get a date that is, more concrete. I don't want to just say, hey, we're not even sure how long."
Mm-hmm.
So he agreed. That's fine. Let's see what I can do. I said, once the appraisal gets ordered, let me know. And then I can determine from there, how long it's going to take. Well, he got me from the time he got the documents to the time I got the actual appraisal was 1 week. So now we're on track to close on time.
Wow.
And I didn't have to notify anybody and ruffle any feathers that we were going to miss closing. But I was so amazed because he got that appraisal in a week, and I have never heard of that. So this week I was a little in awe that even happened.
Yeah.
So, and now we're on time. We're going to close on time, but it was just kind of, things work out.
Yeah. I love it. Good deal. You get a good team if you're buying a home, get a great real estate agent, get a great lender. You're going to have a smooth and flawless closing. You'll get there on time.
Yes.
And a great appraiser.
That's
I don't have any control over that. So
I know, but whenever you get them, you're like, yes.
who are you? This
Can I
unicorn.
contact you? Yeah.
It's like, well, we can't, as lenders, we can't have any influence over that. So
Right.
it's, and it goes to the AMC, and then it's we're blind to it until they submit the final document, and at that point you're like, please be available anytime.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So what's some great advice if you had to give now you operate on the buyer side, you help sell homes, and you also help find and help people buy homes. So for each one of those, maybe a key piece of advice from your perspective that those homeowners or soon to be homeowners could benefit from.
I'll tell you on the buyer side is just the first and foremost is to get pre-qualified before you even start going to doing the showing process. Just knowing how much you're qualified for, and also knowing where you're comfortable payment wise. That's a big thing. Because sometimes you're qualified for more than you're actually comfortable with spending in a month.
Yeah.
So for home buyers, I think that is the big thing for me. Is just to make sure you're pre-qualified, make sure you have a great lender that's going to walk you through, the numbers part of it. And then get your lender and your real estate agent in contact. So you build that team.
Yeah.
And on this seller's end, I would say, make sure whenever you get, when these real estate agents are doing the comparative market analysis for you, really look at those numbers. I know I have a lot of people that they look at the numbers, and of course, these comparative market analysis are, our opinions, but they're going off, things that have sold around you. Make sure you're not going too high off those numbers. And then, because a lot of times you're gonna end up sitting on the market longer than you want. Just have those conversations. Make sure you're talking to your agent. Have them explain these comparative market analysis. Really look at the comps that are around you, because it'll help you understand why those numbers are coming in where they are.
Right. Good advice. So if somebody's looking to buy or sell a home in the Floresville, South, or near San Antonio, how could they best get a hold of you?
So my office, I work directly in Floresville, right off Highway 181 in Floresville. But I work anywhere all over San Antonio, Bernie, Spring Branch, that whole area, all the way up to, like I said, I've had sales in Sandia, Texas. So I pretty much do all of South Texas. But you can get a hold of me on my cell phone. That's 512-698-4823. Just give me a call, text, whatever you feel comfortable doing.
All right, and we'll put your links down below somewhere, wherever it goes. It's somewhere on the four sides of this frame. So there you have it, folks. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in South Texas, that's where you're at. Reach out to Kyrissa. She will take care of you. And from medical to rodeo to real estate, you had a wonderful conversation there, and she'll take care of you on the housing for sure. That's it. All right. All right. Hey, Kyrissa, thank you. And I will talk to you again soon. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today.
Well, thanks so much, Nathan. I appreciate it.
You bet.
Bye.